guys, welcome to another August 2019 Mini Kit Monday layout process video. This is layout number 2. I am late in posting my process videos. Surprise. But let's get on with the first video. I am using the hashtag selfie from Echo Park, and I am looking through the papers that I had set out for Mini Kit Monday. I did want to pull out some of these papers, and I thought I was going to use these scrap pieces of paper to mat the photo. I ended up getting carried away with how I finally decided on the design that I forgot to mat them. I don't mind the look of it in the end, and I don't know if it would detract from it anyway. So I am using my composition die cut notebook, and I've had this for quite a while now. I can't recall how many months I've had it already, but I did come across these flowers, and since I did decide on that bouquet page, I said, this kind of goes. I took off one of the flowers to put it next to it and see if the color scheme would go, and I thought it didn't have to exactly match, but it went with, and so I decided to use them. These flowers were fussy cut from another piece of paper, or a piece of pattern paper, and I believe they're the Fifth and Frolic from Dear Lizzie. And so I decided that I was going to arrange all of these fussy cut flowers into a sort of frame, and that the photo was going to be the focal point. Here I'm showing you that they are from the Fifth and Frolic, and so I just go around putting them, arranging them the way I want to, and trying to figure out how many of these florals I'm going to use. I decide that I am going to use this Best Ever wood veneer, and it is from Heidi Swapp, and I have a picture of my husband and I outside of Red Rocks Theater or Amphitheater, and we went on anniversary date, or this was our celebration for an anniversary date. I think it's like 2 months later, and we went to go see a concert. We went to see Tenacious D, which is probably something outside the norm of an anniversary date, but it worked just the same. We had tons of fun, and it was quite the experience. I do cut out this journaling block, or a 3x4 pocket page element, and I am going to decide to just cut out the but first let's take a selfie bit. As you can see on the bottom right hand side, I am going to lift everything up on foam tape, and I start with the florals. I should have cut the bottom branding strip from the paper before I started adhering the flowers, because if you notice at the end of the video, or when that comes around, you'll see that I have a bit of a problem trying to cut the strip because of the dimension that I have so close to the edge of the paper. I still end up cutting it off pretty well, but that would have just been taken care of altogether if I would have done that to begin with. I should just go ahead and pre-cut them so that takes less time also. So as you can see, I do a good number of putting foam tape on these fussy cut pieces. I am trying to glue this wood veneer piece down. And the one thing that you don't see in this process video is that I actually use some Vicki Boutin, what is it called? Iridescent glaze on that Best Ever. And I gave it this kind of shiny look, iridescent look, because in the end you don't also see that I add like some iridescent hearts to all of the things that I added right at the end. Hopefully you'll see, I think you see them in the pictures, just not in the process video. So here I just cut my finger, and if you're queasy, sorry about that. These scissors are sharp. They are from American Crafts, and these are a bit crooked, so I'm now on my second pair of these scissors. I want to see if I can find a scissor shop to fix all the ones that I do have, because they come real sharp, and they're quite an investment if you buy them from like Hobby Lobby or whatever. I think these cost me like $4.99 over, or $3.99 even, over at Tuesday Morning, and I really like them. I found another pair like them, and so I would recommend them. I glued this piece down with some of that Designer Dries Clear, because I did want some sort of dimension, and then some closer to the paper itself, and I like that it creates different levels or dimension on the page itself. I do end up gluing some pieces, like I cut the smallest of pieces of the flowers and kept them on this notebook, composition notebook, because I liked the layering parts. Like it creates some depth in the picture itself. So here's another one. I think you get the idea. I just wanted to make sure that you guys saw the actual process of me using these fussy cut pieces. Here I'm pointing out that I didn't like how an end of the photograph didn't meet the fussy cut piece, and so I'm looking for something to lay down, or I'm actually looking for the page that has these die cut pieces or fussy cut pieces, and then I find this little heart and flower sticker and I pull those out, and so then I find it and I realize that I want to put another flower all the way down near the photograph. Something about the photograph didn't line up well with that fussy cut flower, and so I had decided to glue down a flower down there. And yeah, I also add these Hobby Lobby heart stickers. I got those sometime in February, either this year, I think last year, really. And here I'm putting this little flower sticker from Amy Tangerine, and I'm just kind of finding little nooks to tuck things in. I like those kinds of details. I put this one next to the wood veneer because it has the R part has a little like loopy piece, and the heart sat really well in that space. I was thinking of putting this little floral element up at top, but there was enough framing the picture that I decided to put it down here, down at the bottom near the ever part of the wood veneer. So here I decided to stack but first let's take a selfie the way that it had it on the card, and I think it ends up looking great in my opinion because the stacked element kind of gives it some movement as well. And if you look closely to the flowers that are next to that, but first let's take a selfie part, all the elements are not completely fleshed out. Like some finish with the end of the paper, and that's what I ended up using in that flower. So I just put the selfie part right close to the edge where the picture finishes. I hope I'm making sense. It's that the end of the page happened to be on that floral, and so instead of making it look weird, I just added the words to butt up right next to where the picture ended, so that you can, I tried to use it to maximize all the florals that I had, and I just stacked stuff near it so that it wouldn't seem like I had just cut off all those leaves bluntly. I am using this sticker book from Vicki Boutin. There were several heart elements on there that I wanted to use, and that's just to fill up the little empty spaces. Like I said, I wanted to fill up nooks and crannies with things, and since this is an anniversary page and it's already floral and the colors are soft, I wanted to find all of these hearts to just kind of stick in nooks and crannies and just figure out where they look pleasing to the eye. I do go through my Mini Kit Monday kit, and I do try to show you that I go through these elements. Even though I don't use them, I go through all of the stuff that I have pulled out just to make sure that I do want to include it or that I can find spaces for it. And so that's how I find that I maximize the most things out of my kit. And I'm glad that I'm pulling less and less because it speeds up the pace of how long it takes me to finish these pages. This page only took me an hour to make because I kept adding things to it. And so I'm really glad that I only tried to pull from what I had in the mini kit. I do add a bunch of these enamel dots. There's hexagons and there's dots. And there's also stars, but I only added the dots and the hexagons from Heidi Swapp. And here I cut the bottom strip. I'm pointing out that I might do journaling strips there, or I might add the actual concert tickets. That's something that I didn't add at the end, and I still haven't done that. But this is pretty much the end result. In the close-ups, you will see that I did take off the little pink heart on the bottom right-hand corner, and I added the 13 years and added that iridescent shimmery heart. Those came from the Chamel sticker book set, and I put several throughout. Here you can see the dimension and all the other smaller details that came in. I hope you do enjoy this layout and this process. Don't forget to check out the other ladies that are also participating in Mini Kit Monday, and don't forget to check out the Mini Kit Monday Facebook group. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye!